Forget anybody who tells you. Anybody who tells you that you got alert from praying should be arrested.
But what of the prayer in the church that they say a prayer for Nigeria? Raise your phone, miracle alert will enter your phone.
He cannot. He's stealing. You cannot. There's no miracle. You cannot get money by miracle. I can tell you that. I'm born into church. My brother is a reverend father. He has never prayed and money came into his.
What about?
Because we live largely in a very unproductive society. Nigeria is not producing anything. The only thing that makes, that's why the only thing that is attractive is politics and church. You need to dismantle it.
Just when people ask the halt, it don't happen. No. Peter Obi don't get issues with Nigeria pastors, not only Nigeria, different pastors around the world because of waiting talk for this Nedu broadcast. And Peter Obi don't finally confirm this preaching of Abel damina concerning TITH and the rest because he like say Peter Obi they listening to this Abel damina for secrets, just listening to the full gist, the full interview concerning what Peter Obi talk concerning tithe and pastor, how churches say they affect Nigeria economy. Watch this video. Share am here doing this here.
Because the most important part of education is basic education. Not actually university education. Tertiary education is just, you can have it, you may not have it. Because the actual thing is that those who change the world, most of them didn't have opportunity of having a tertiary education. People talk about the education today. If you pick up people like Edison that changed, brought about electricity and everything, they didn't go to school. Today, the biggest company that anybody can think of is Apple. Apple was founded by two people who were supposed to be secondary school dropouts. Steve Jobs didn't go to university and everything. Can go on and go on. Microsoft, Bill Gates didn't have opportunity. So it's not as if you go to the UK, people like Richard Branson will drop out. Even if we look at what women wear today, whether it's Gucci was started by Ado Gucci, who is the hotel porter in Ritz-Carlton Hotel. So I can go on and on. And one of the things I do in life, like I was telling you, is to read about people and nation, how it was created. So it's sort of, once you have the basic education, and that is what is lacking here. We've not been able to train people properly to have proper education that will make them conduct themselves properly, be productive. Because we live largely in a very unproductive society. Nigeria is not producing anything. The only thing that makes, that's why the only thing that is attractive is politics and church. You need to dismantle it. People need to be productive.
How can we dismantle? You say we need to the only thing that is attractive is politics and church. How do we dismantle politics and church? Because it's like two of them are horse and carriage, they go together.
Well, it's very simple. If you stop people from stealing public money and use public money for public good, you make politics unattractive. It shouldn't be. What we're doing here is state capture. It's a criminalized entity. So you have stolen the country or the state, so you steal everything that is there. That must stop. The church must teach morals. Church must work. And we're going to turn night vigil into night shift. So people can be productive. We're not saying you shouldn't go to church. I go to church, I believe in God.
Yes.
But we cannot have people Monday to Friday be in church morning and night. No, because they don't run the church like Catholic Church. They don't run it on helmets full of grace. They collect money, and that money has to be a function of productivity. So they need to work on it. So these are things we need to work on. So people have to touch the right thing, remain prayerful, remain everything, but you must go to church. Must go to work. Because it is the work that helps the society. Society must
not prayer.
No. Prayer is after work. God can only bless hard work. He cannot bless you for sleeping. So if you like, don't forget about what anybody tells you. Forget anybody who tells you. Anybody who tells you that you got alert from praying should be arrested. You guys stolen somebody's money. Simple.
What of the prayer in the church that they say a prayer for Nigeria? Raise your phone, miracle alert will enter your phone.
He cannot. He's stealing. You cannot. There's no miracle. You cannot get money by miracle. I can tell you that. I'm born into church. My brother is a reverend father. He has never prayed and money came into his...
What about grace? Some people have grace.
No. That's what I'm saying. The grace is after hard work. God can bless hard work. God can bless productivity. God can bless an industry. God cannot bless somebody who is sleeping. It has never happened anywhere in the world. In fact, in the Bible, they say there's no food for those who didn't work. They should not be fed. So it's very clear. Jesus worked miracles by going around and blessing productivity. There's never any place where Jesus did anything and somebody had money or prosperity. Prosperity came to those who worked. That's it.
But they say if you pay tithes, the doors of heaven will open unto you.
After you've worked, that tithe is given to God, to humanity. So if you go to hospital, it's tithe. If you help poor people, it's tithe. If you give it to church, it's tithe. But that tithe must be a product, must come from productivity for God to continue to bless whatever you do to do it. But if you just stay and come and borrow money from me and go and pay tithe, it will never double unless you are
money double on you see.
That's all.
Use soap.
Because even in Igbo say akajaja with all no mano. Don't ask your question before husband.
What does that mean, by the way?
Akajaja with all no mano.
Dirty hands.
Dirty hand brings about food. But basically, na hand where they walk, na if you chop. If you not chop, walk.
Now why then they
Makes
call
sense.
him walk chop?
Mr. Peter, because I promised my friends I'll call you Peter. Not Peter.
Yes.
Okay, so from the way you speak and everything, it's obvious that you were well brought up. And you also brought yourself up. Because there are some people, they'll bring them up well, but they won't receive the home training. And you also brought up with love and compassion. Like, from the things you've been doing, it's obvious in it. Is that the reason why you ventured into politics, or you have other reasons?
You know, I've said what I won't have time to tell you exactly how I went into politics. It's a long story.
You can pray for us.
But I've never imagined I will ever get involved in politics.
Oh wow.
Before I ventured into politics or went to contest governor, I've never voted. I've never been involved with anybody in politics.
Ha.
I got involved in politics by a man called Professor B.C. Nwosu. Professor B.C. Nwosu contested to be the governor of my state in 1998. He actually won the primary.
Okay.
And they did not allow him, you know, all this mago. So he wasn't the governor. So he now moved on to become political advisor to Obasanjo. And eventually become the Minister of Health as well. So it was by 1999, we had a new governor in Anambra State. But by December 2000, a group of people have seen that governor is not doing well. This was about 18 months after. So they had gone to Professor B.C. Nwosu to say, get ready for 2003. Because this man is not doing the right thing. Professor B.C. Nwosu then said to them, I will not do that in 2003. I will be 60 years old. Anambra State is a very difficult state. It requires a young man between the age of 40, 45, who had made a success of his life and is very strong in character that can be able to deal with Anambra State. And the people gave him like a request that he needs them to give them 3 names.